Microcasting for your city, Talkopolis.
Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, because we're on demand so you can watch us whenever you want. It is Monday, September 10th. I'm Kelsey Manning. This is Music Business Daily, where we try to keep you up to speed with everything that's happening in the music world and throw in some little things for fun. So here are today's top stories. Mumford & Sons and Emmylou Harris actually just did a Crossroads recording the other day in Nashville, and I really am a big fan of collaboration. We talk about this a lot on the show. There seems to be, I think, a lot of collaboration lately in the music industry, especially the past few years. Everyone's really big. I don't know if they're trying to just combine genres or if everyone's just trying to get record sales, but I greatly enjoy seeing collaboration. Crossroads is obviously a show that has always founded on that, and people have always been excited about it. They kind of were ahead of the curve. I know that a lot of people now will do different covers. There's a lot of internet, kind of fanning back and forth between different bands. But Crossroads has always been cool because you kind of get to see that in a really intimate, awesome setting. So that happened. Sad I didn't get to go to that, but you can catch it on September 20th on CMT. So make sure that you do tune into that. Another someone that I'm a big fan of and who does a lot of collaboration, Jack White. He's kind of just a name that I feel like, especially in Nashville, but really in any form of the music industry, you say Jack White and people are just like, okay, I'm paying attention. And I mean, not just because he's really attractive in a way, but I do think that he is. I think we can all agree on that. But he came out talking to Spin and just said he calls festivals, music festivals, a necessary evil. So Jack White plays a lot of festivals. He's pretty much booked through the whole summer to play every festival. But he says that it's not really where he enjoys playing music the most. And I can kind of get behind that because if you go to a festival, you're outside, it's hot, there's kind of a lot happening. It's a lot of people just eating corn dogs and drinking and not that there's anything wrong with either of those, but you're not really in the musical mindset that people who are really, pros at music, I think are really they thrive on. And, there's a lot of bands that really don't succeed in an outdoor setting. I know I went to see The Kills. They're kind of a smaller, darker band when I saw them at Austin City Limits. And, they're known for wearing all black and leather and just being really grungy, but it's really hard to wear all black and leather when it's 110 degrees outside and you're just sweating and you just kind of feel like they're going to fall off the stage. So, he calls festivals kind of just not something that he's too excited about. He definitely enjoys playing them. And I kind of agree with that. It's not maybe the best place, but you definitely do get a lot of bang for your buck whenever you go to any of these festivals. If you go to Lollapalooza, if you go to Coachella, you can really see a lot of people all day. So I get that. But maybe, we can all support Jack White and go see him in like a smaller club. And if he wants to play the studio, I would have nothing wrong with that. It's small and cozy in here. So Jack White, if you want to book us, that's perfectly fine. I would be more than happy to set that up. Just email Kelsey@talkopolis.com. And who else should email us is Vince Gill. I'm actually a really big Vince Gill fan. I love country music anyway, but Vince Gill is one of those people that I just feel like, how can you not like him? I listened to him growing up. He's just so happy. He's written so many things. I just feel like he's super positive. He got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame this past week. So that's exciting. It's in California, obviously Hollywood Walk of Fame. It's always a little weird to me because I feel like Hollywood is just kind of not one of those places where a lot of those people that get stars, especially people in the country world or people, that are more known for other things, they don't necessarily frequent California, but he did get a star there, so that's exciting. It kind of makes me laugh because this is the same week that Kim Kardashian came out and decided she wanted a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, so I just like to keep things in perspective. Vince Gill, Kim Kardashian, I never thought they would have anything in common, but, both could be recipients. One of them already was. One of them I kind of hope isn't, but, maybe someday. But so congratulations to Vince Gill. I'm sure he's celebrating. I'm sure he has a lot to celebrate. He probably just has a fabulous life. So he's probably just celebrating anyway. Speaking of fabulous lives, Luke Bryan, Jason Aldean. If you listen to country music at all, you hear their names probably 20 million times a day and you hear their songs 20 million times a day. They were interviewed by The Boot about reality TV the other day. There's a lot of celebrities now that or musicians now even that think that reality TV is where they want to go. Whether that's a good choice or not, I don't really know. The cool thing I think about the country music world is that everyone tends to be a little, I guess, less censored. I don't know if it just comes with the genre, but Luke Bryan definitely said he's not ruling it out. He said he would never skydive, but it'd have to be a reality show that really worked for him. So I don't really know what that means. I don't know what really works for him besides just being beautiful and playing guitar and wearing hats. So if there's a reality show for that, we will have an audience for that, obviously. Jason Aldean said he just is a musician. He wants to play music. I get that, and so he just said he enjoys playing music. And that's what he wants to be known for. So there's definitely two sides to that camp, but you never know. I think if producers can get a good idea and get their hands on it, we're bound to see even more reality shows popping up, and they'll be, plastering us with all sorts of different celebrities who are going to give us an inside look into their lives. Whether that's a real inside look or not, doesn't really matter. It'll still be entertaining. And speaking of reality TV, we have a lot of reality TV to cover. Simon Cowell came out on Britney Spears. They're both X Factor judges. He's moved from American Idol to X Factor, and that's premiering actually this Wednesday, September 12th. And he said that she's surprisingly quite mean. His quote for Britney Spears, he said that she's quite difficult to please. He made an analogy and he said, when you buy a dog, you expect it to lick you, and then it turns out to bite you. So interesting. I don't really know what that means, but it's a thing that's happening. So Simon Cowell, Britney Spears, growing up in the 90s, obviously, I had a Britney Spears CD. I had probably 12 Britney Spears CDs. And, we've been with her through all of the ups, a lot of the downs. I just really have always wanted her to kind of get her career back on track, or maybe just be happy. I don't know. She's just gone through so much. But now she's going to be a judge on X Factor. So I think it'll be interesting to watch. She's very notorious for having a lot of diva demands, for having a lot of breakdowns. And then you've got her and you've got Christina Aguilera on The Voice, which premieres tonight on Monday. So I don't know. It's kind of, everyone's kind of popping back into like the stratosphere of today. All of my favorite artists from the 90s, or at least just artists that have notoriety. So that's interesting. I mean, Simon Cowell, I think, is kind of always entertaining. I just kind of like how mean he is, just because he says things that I think people are afraid to say. I think we're so positive sometimes on reality shows, and it's just kind of, people, you're obviously going to root for everyone. You want everyone to do well, but not everyone's going to win. So it'll just be interesting. X Factor, to me, I don't know. It's the same old, same old. They're all pretty much the same, but I'll probably get sucked in anyway, just because I want to watch Britney Spears bite people like a dog, because apparently that's something she's going to do, according to Simon Cowell. So we will see. So The Voice also starts tonight. That's what we were talking about. It's kind of my favorite show, if I'm being honest. I kind of, as far as the singing reality shows, because there's a million, it's good. I mean, I like all the different judges. Obviously, they're all kind of have their own little personalities. Christina is Christina. What are you going to do? CeeLo is just, doing his own thing, charting his own genre of CeeLo Green. Adam Levine, wonderful, beautiful, has a voice like an angel. Blake Shelton, hilarious. So you kind of get, I think it's a good little gamut. But they're premiering tonight for, their next season, and they've introduced apparently some different things. Apparently now judges are going to be able to steal other contestants from other teams. So I don't know. They always try and keep it fresh. I'll just be watching it probably as usual, seeing if it keeps momentum. But I think it's always cool to see different singers, where they get their start. I think that surprisingly reality shows are actually launching people now. When American Idol started, you had people being launched from that, but we never really knew if that was going to gain momentum. So now there's kind of a million shows. So we'll just see. We'll see how album sales go from that. If nothing else, they'll probably be entertaining CeeLo Green outfits. And speaking of CeeLo Green, he is developing a sitcom for NBC? ? Yes, apparently he is, according to Rolling Stone. He is looking at make like a multi-camera semi-autobiographical sitcom. So I don't know, semi-autobiographical, that's a lot. I mean, CeeLo Green has done a lot of things and has a lot of different personalities in a way. So that could be really entertaining. It could also just be really scary. I don't know. I mean, there'd just be a lot of sunglasses and feather boas obviously on the show. So if that's something you're looking forward to, I think it's kind of interesting that Miranda Lambert the other week, she's developing a sitcom for NBC as well. So apparently NBC is just really big on signing celebrity talent to develop shows. I mean, I don't know if they really have it, if they're just being marketed as being talented people who could write shows, or if we're just basing things off of their lives. But anyway, CeeLo Green could just be appearing on your TV even more than he already does. Obviously, it's NBC, and, he's already working for The Voice on NBC, so I think they're trying to capitalize on that. But, I mean, he's funny and he's entertaining, so I think he's kind of what America wants right now, so it kind of makes sense. And speaking of what America wants, this is probably my favorite headline in a really long time. But let me just read it to you. After more throat surgery, John Mayer takes vow of silence. I don't know if you're a John Mayer fan. I like John Mayer. I think he's an awesome guitar player. I used to, jam him way back in the day, for middle school for me, which was probably like a few days ago because I'm so young, obviously. But John Mayer, he's having throat problems, which is really sad. But, it is really kind of ironically funny because John Mayer is known for saying really not great things. In the past, he's just had some really off-color quotes and just maybe some things that he should have never said before. So I think maybe this will be good for not only his voice, but also his reputation and also just news articles everywhere for the next few months. He apparently is going to be silent for the next few months, no singing for probably 6 months, and that's the way he's going to heal his voice. So, here at Talkopolis, we do wish him the best, but it'll just be kind of quieter on the scandal scene. Maybe he'll just chill a little bit. Or if not, in 6 months, he'll just have a lot to say. So either way, there'll be great news in about 6 months, hopefully. So we'll keep a countdown. Tweet us at Talkopolis if you have anything to say to John Mayer or about John Mayer, because he's really only using text at this point. So it'd be a medium that would work really well for him. But that's all of our stories for today, Monday. So thanks for watching along with us. We will see you tomorrow on Tuesday, and have a lovely evening, morning, afternoon. Again, we're on demand. So just have a lovely everything.
Microcasting for your city. Talkopolis.